Hey, this is Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, where we talk riding, rallies, gear, and wrenching. Today, I want to talk about 5 things you should know before you plan a group ride. Alright, number 1, if you have a schedule, build extra time in the schedule throughout the day. If you got to be somewhere at noon, give yourself extra time to get there. If you got to be back by 5, give yourself extra time to be there. It's going to be late. It's really hard to keep a schedule on a group ride, unless you want to really be an asshole and get on your bike, we're leaving, or you want to leave people behind, and that's not the way I ride. So, number 2, somebody's going to be late. We have what we call Kickstands Up, KSU. When I put out a post for a group ride to an event or something like that, I always put a time and put KSU. That's the time we're supposed to be pulling out. Everybody should have their breakfast done, their pee breaks done, their bike gassed up. They should be ready to hit the road and go to that destination at KSU. But that's probably not going to happen. A lot of times it doesn't happen. The waitress hasn't brought my check yet. I'm still waiting to pay. Or my food took too long to get here and I haven't finished eating. Or I got to fill up the bike. Or I got to use the bathroom. Or Tom just texted and called and he's 5 minutes out. He'll be here, but he's going to be 5 minutes late. Well, again, if we know someone's coming, we don't leave without them. We just wait. That's part of it. Yeah, sometimes it can create an issue, but if you go back to rule number 1, where you build time in your schedule, you'll be okay. Tip number 3. It is always going to take longer to get there than you planned. When you ride in a group, you only ride as fast as the slowest rider. If you can't live with that, you're going to need to break the group up into 2 bunches and have a different lead and sweep for 2 different groups, and you can have a fast group and a slow group if you want. But if you all ride together in a single group, you ride as fast as the slowest rider, and it just inevitably, at least for me, I'm not the slowest rider, so I have to think it's going to take longer than I think. Again, if you go back to rule number 1, that's okay. You'll be all right. If you didn't leave time in your schedule, it's going to be a problem. Oh yeah, the 4th thing you need to know, somebody's going to have an issue. Whether they got a peanut tank and you got to take more gas stops than you planned on, their bike won't start, something fell off and it's got to be zip tied up, bolt vibrated out, now you got a cover that you got to secure with zip ties or glue or tape or whatever you got, tires go flat, got to wait on somebody to bring a trailer and pick them up. Numerous things can happen. And those things are all stressful and can ruin a trip. But they're less likely to, if you remember, number 1, build extra time into the schedule. That's the most important thing. If you do that, everything else generally will turn out to be okay. Alright, the last thing you need to know before you plan a group ride, if you can't handle all those things coming up that I just talked about, then don't do it. Because it'll stress you out and you won't have a good time. And if you're stressed out, you're not going to be a good lead, and it's going to stress the other people out if they see that you're stressed out. The whole point is to go out and have a good time, brotherhood, be with people that are doing the same thing you like to do, riding motorcycles, hanging out, going to rallies or checking out a bike show or whatever it is, a poker run, whatever you're doing. Maybe it's an escort for someone that's passed away. I've done that, and those are for a good cause. But don't go and be a lead for a group ride if you can't handle those things and it not turn you into an asshole, because it's not healthy for you and it's not healthy for the other people in your group. And again, you go back to rule number 1, you build enough time into the schedule and the planning, you won't get stressed out, and you're more likely to have a good time. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you do the YouTube thing, hit the subscribe down below. Hit that bell if you want to be notified next time I drop a new video. And as always, thanks, be safe, and keep on riding.